Do you want more? More time, more balance, more love, more sex, more money, more real, and less bullshit? This is the Women Wanting More podcast with Dr. Karen Osborne. Real life, real stories, plus real tips to get you more of what you want.
So I had a very interesting day, which is code. Sometimes people will use that as a euphemism. It's like, oh, that's interesting. And what they're really saying is like, I hate it, or I don't like it. That sucks. So that was my day today. My son, Tyson, my oldest boy, he's 8. And he, on the weekend, he woke up a little bit of like, just a kind of like raspy voice, like, a little drier, that kind of thing. It's late fall. Sunday morning was definitely a little bit more. He had a little bit of a cough on Sunday as well. And I'm like, okay, buddy. So we did kind of our normal stuff that we always do. Like, we use a lot of essential oils, all natural stuff, extra supplements, lots of water. And like, okay, everybody's going to bed early tonight because, my kids, like, really, like, they maybe get sick once a year. Like, it's so rare for my children to get sick at all. And so I'm like, Tyson, don't worry about it. Your body's super fast healer. You're going to feel great in the morning. Got the kids down by like 7:20. Like ninja'd that one. I don't know how that happened, but I made it happen. And, he was kind of tired. So I'm like, he's going to have like a good 12 hours sleep. He's going to wake up in the morning. He's going to feel great. Well, I hear like, in the middle of the night, Mommy. And I get up. It's like 2 o'clock or 2:30. And Tyson's like, Mommy, it's worse. Like, he can barely speak because his throat is so sore. I'm like, oh, buddy. So we got up in the morning, and we actually already had an appointment with the naturopath on the day for something else, and for like a checkup visit, because Tyson hasn't seen my naturopath here yet. And so we show up, and I'm like, okay, my name's Stephanie. I'm like, hey, Dr. Stephanie. So, like, we're going to be talking about something else today than what I was originally going to. And so she's hearing him cough, and now his cough is sounding, it's like a barky or a seal-like cough. So if you know croup, if you have children that have had croup, you know exactly what that sounds like. It's a very distinctive cough. It literally sounds like a seal, like a bark. It's really strange sounding. So it started sounding like that in the morning, and I was like, is that croupy cough? But yet, when Tyson had croup twice as an infant, and it's scary when they're really little because they can't breathe, they're really raspy. When he had it as an infant, it's more how often that it's going to be with croup. You have a fever, and the child's going to be really lethargic, so like no energy, just kind of out of it, right? And it can progress really quickly. So we went to see Stephanie, and she heard him when he coughed for the first time, and she looked at me and she's like, Karen, that's croup. She's like, but he had no fever. There's no swollen lymph glands. Like, there's no other kind of the regular stuff that comes with it. He's kind of his normal goofy self. He's a little tired, but he's not lethargic by any means. He's kind of laughing and giggling and being the goofy boy that he is. And it's just kind of, and then he started saying, he's like, Mommy, it's getting harder for me to breathe. And so, as much as like, I don't do drugs with the kids, like literally Kai has had nothing, no drugs in his body. And Tyson had, when he had croup and it was really, really bad, he had a single dose steroid, which killed me to give him that, but I knew that was necessary because it was getting really bad. And so, Stephanie's like, Karen, I really think you should go to emergency. And she's lovely. I really like Stephanie a lot. And I was like, okay, we're going to do that. She's like, don't. I go, how about just a walk-in clinic? She's like, no, you'll get faster in emergency to say, my kid's having problems breathing. Well, unbeknownst to us, that's not the way it went down. So we go to emergency, and it takes a while to find parking. And then, we get there, we finally get in, and we check in, and it's a while to check in. And by the way, socialized medicine in Canada, for my American listeners, listen to this, it ain't all that you think. It's not. It's broken. The medical system, again, all respect to the medical doctors and nurses, and if you are one of those, you work in the medical system, much love to you. You guys do awesome with crisis care. Everything else, it's fucked up. It is. For us to rarely enter in the system, like almost never, have to wait as long as we did, and not be seen, by the way, not be seen. I mean, after 2.5 hours, I was like, Tyson, we're out of here. Because, like, it's such a, I mean, you know, right? It's a really negative environment. Everyone's super sick, of course, right? Because you're there. And it's like, it's like, we're done. Tyson's not getting it, you know. And he's actually, at this point, he's starting to get, like, a little bit better. And so, you know, and they have no idea. They can't give any kind of timeline. And, you know, they basically are shrugging it off. And I know that feeling that I've had before where it's like, oh, you're just being this hysterical kind of mother. And it's like, listen, dude, he's a history of croup. Like, I know what I'm talking about with this. This is not, you know, and believe me, I don't want to be here either. Like, this is not the first place I run at all. But 2.5 hours in, I'm like, Tyson, it could be longer. And I said, we may have to leave because now it's getting close to 1 o'clock. We've either been at the naturopath or driving to the hospital, looking for parking, finally getting in, checking in. It's been 2.5 hours since we walked through the hospital doors. And I got to pick up Kai in like about an hour and a bit. And then I got to drag Tyson there. I'm just like, dude, this kid needs to be home. And so I look at Tyson. I go, Tyson, do you want to go home? He just kind of nods his head. And I go, we're busting out of here, buddy. And we left. And we got home. And instantly as we went home, now we live across the street from the ocean. So it's like, like fresh air, sunshine, like good energy, our home where we feel comfortable. We start diffusing up more of the oils. You know, I'm giving Tyson some more supplements. He's having a little bit of food. We're getting some kombucha, some fluids in him, like more. And I'm like instantly he's starting to feel like himself again. Now, he's not totally himself again. He's going to have to stay home from school tomorrow for sure. And maybe Wednesday, like we'll kind of see. But he still has a bit of that barky cough, but it's not, he can talk and he can, you know. And I was like, man, healing, you know, home is where the healing is. Like healing really does happen at home. You know that, right? I mean, listen, hospitals are still there for us in emergency situations. If my son broke his arm, you know, it needs to get set. Like, you know, we're not going to go, oh, it's going to heal at home. Well, no, let's not be ridiculous about things. But in the same standpoint, I was like, you know what? It makes me think then, too, when people are really trying to heal through stuff from the past, emotional things, the stuff that I'm going through right now in my life is just like, you know what? Healing happens at home. And what that means to me, home is like you. Yes, physically healing happens inside of you, for sure. But you know what? Emotionally things do too. I think it's so easy to look for a coach, a guru, a book, a podcast. I do it too. To say this is where my answers are going to lie, when really it's inside of you. The healing happens inside of you. And I think we can use these other things. We can use exercise. We can use, you know, I don't know, serving other people. We can use work. We can use all these different ways to really avoid the inner work that is necessary for you to truly heal. Because healing happens at home. Healing happens inside of you, sister. It happens with you facing the things that you know that you need to face. It happens with you asking some of the bigger, deeper questions. It happens with you being okay with getting uncomfortable and telling the truth about things in your life. So here's your more tip for today. Where in your life are you really searching for an answer on the outside, thinking that someone will give it to you, you know, it'll come somehow externally. When really, you know that the work internally needs to happen inside your home. So where is it in your life? And then number 2 is I want you to really, let's do this. Let's have you take out your journal and at the top of it write, my healing needs to happen at home, meaning inside of you, because, and start writing. The insights happen from you actually doing this work. Pen to paper. Pen to paper. It's not from hearing me and going like, oh yeah, that makes sense. You nod your head and then you do jack shit about it. The insights and revelations come from you actually writing stuff, you actually seeing things in front of you. This is why journaling is so powerful. So there you go. And on that note then too, with journaling being so powerful, this is why I decided a little bit over a year ago, I was like, you know what? I'm going to give out journals for free. Some women say to me, I don't know how to journal. And I'm like, let me just give you the journal then. And you can at least start that process. So to get one of your free journals, and there are about 30 or so of them left. I'm shipping out this week. I think I've got about 12 orders right now that have come through in the last week or less. Is you can get one for free. And so these are beautiful orange leather bound Woman Wanting More limited edition journals. I have what I have left, 35-ish or so, and then like that's it. That's it. Not making them more. I've sent out every single one, and I've sent out over 500 out over the last year and a bit to about 20 countries around the world. So if you would like one, you take care of a little bit of shipping. I do all the rest. I'm just saying some other cool stuff as well. Head over to drkarenosborn.com/free journal and make sure to get the newsletter. If you're not already part of the Women Wanting More tribe, head over right now to drkarenosborn.com/action guide, and I'm going to send you some cool training videos in the process. So I will talk to the next episode, sister. A life of more is one step away of you really realizing that you are the answer to your problems and the questions you have in your life. Every single day. I love and appreciate you.
To get the show notes of each Women Wanting More episode, including the How to Get More tip, subscribe to the newsletter at drkarenosborn.com/newsletter.